as we are getting ready for the start of the Brickyard 400 from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Reddick in the 45, surging ahead of the 11 of Denny Hamlin. The draft will be important. We'll see some getting out of line, some getting in line. William Byron under attack in the 24.
This is what we talked about. You can see some guys just thinking they have to run the bottom of the racetrack. Others trying to make that second lane work. Christopher Bell trying to make a move. And that black and white car at the back of your screen did not work, and look to what's happened. Kind of slowed that whole line up.
19 of Martin Truex Jr. had a penalty in inspection earlier, so they had to come to pit road and do a pass-through penalty. We see him on pit road now.
Ty Dillon underneath the one of Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain not with the pace we would expect of that car early in this race. And remember, he is in a tight point battle. He is right on that cut line, just ahead of Bubba Wallace, getting past again. Bubba Wallace is running 14th position. This is not the start of the race that Chastain needs.
Yeah, getting past for 32nd. Trying, oh, that's a big block. We'll see what that silver and black 41 of Ryan Preece feels about that.
That shows you how competitive it is. He's willing to make that block and put himself in jeopardy for 32nd. And that shows you the intensity of this racing. You cannot give up any spot. You may not ever get it back.
Out front, it's Tyler Reddick, but a pass for second where Chase Elliott was able to get by Denny Hamlin. Here's how he did it.
Yeah, a little bit of a run. You see the 11 move down to kind of block. But he just, you know, I think that's enough. Almost like he was trying to give him the top. And afraid another car might go by as well. The 9 easily was able to clear the 11 off the corner. And really, the 9 looks pretty decent. He's now pulled up to within a half a second of the leader, Tyler Reddick.
Marty mentioned running the 5. The 5 run in the Indy 500. Qualified 5th for the Indy 500. Qualified 5th for this race. As you see, the 11 who had been to pit road is going to get back out in front of these cars.
I think the key to the 11 car here is that he got in clean air. When he came out on the racetrack, look, there's only one car in front of him, Martin Truex Jr., and he's way out in front of him. So he was able to get out, no car in front of him, make 2 laps, new tires, clean air, and those were the fastest laps he could make.
And that's not luck. That's part of the plan. Chris Gabehart, most of the teams have a predictor model to tell you where they'll rejoin the pack. Because, Jeff, to your point, that's as important as anything, right?
Chase Elliott, penalty on pit road.
Yeah, blend line infraction. Steve, tell us what was going on there, why he got that infraction.
So it's interesting because you have to use the warm-up lanes to turn 1 and turn 2, which I think Chase Elliott did. The question has, did he come too far to the right? I was under the impression you could make as big an arc as possible. The argument might be that he actually entered the racetrack itself once you get to that second white line. If we back that up one more time, between the 2 corners, there's 2 white lines on the racetrack. One is kind of the top of the access road. The other one is the apron of the racetrack.
Denny just went by, as a matter of fact, before Reddick was even able to get off of pit road. Now he still has to take the access road.
The difference, though, is Tyler Reddick's car is now full at lap 38. Denny Hamlin's was full at lap 24. So that means under yellow, back to my point about caution flag pit stops, Reddick might be able to do something then. We'll just have to wait and see how it works out. But, all right, the 6 of Brad Keselowski also has a penalty. Let's listen in.
Pit exit violation. They say you cross over the outer white line there a little bit. It doesn't matter. That's not what their damn email said. Their email said as long as you weren't in the racing line, I was not in the racing line.
And this is going to be very controversial. NASCAR sent me the latest email they sent the teams, and it says stay off the racing surface. You may swing wide beyond the white line on the acceleration lanes between 1 and 2, but stay off the racing surface.
So there, the 6 has just got its right side tires on what we would call the racing surface, not the racing line, but the surface.
I don't know if I would call that the racing surface. That's the problem with that update.
But isn't that white line, that signifies the apron of a racetrack?
Yeah, but it hasn't for 14 years that we've run the Brickyard 400. I've seen drivers go out there all the time. So, you know, to Jeff's point about controversy, now we see some big smoke out of the back of the 17 of Buescher. We
see the 11 on this, the final lap of stage 1, and the gap has closed now. Here comes Larson in the 5. A playoff point on the line if you win the stage. And great entry through the turn 4 turn for Denny Hamlin, and he'll come to the green and white checkered flag. Denny Hamlin is going to win stage 1 at the Brickyard. Denny's first stage win here at Indy, and his 6th stage win already of 2024.
Go down there, 84. Here's the middle of 3, clear up, 1 inside. Still lined up inside with the 9. He's at your quarter. Push the 10 if you can. There's a gap out the front, lined up bottom. All 2x2 here. Watch this 3 wide ahead. Inside still covered. Still covered.
And the caution has come out. We saw the 15. And it looked as though Cody Ware had a tire going down. Sure enough, the carcass is now off of that car.
Yeah, another flat left rear. We've heard the 17 has had a couple of these. This is another Ford. And then the actual tread of the tire finally comes off, putting debris everywhere. This is something we've seen in Indy before. We've seen wear issues here, but we've also seen left side tires. Lower air gains more speed, but you can't get too low.
And we've seen blocking at this racetrack in every form of racing. And right here, Joey Logano got blocked big time by Bubba Wallace, and that almost got big right along with Joey.
See, Chase Elliott got out of line there in that 3rd line as Kyle Busch. Steve, you said the goal was to get out in front and go as hard as you can until you have to come to pit road.
We heard Denny Hamlin, no, I'm sorry, it was Chase Elliott in his interview said, well, you just want to be the front of your strategy. Oh, man, big wreck.
Oh, and hit again.
Oh,
that's
impact.
a 24 of William Byron. AJ Allmendinger in the 16 involved as well. Caution has come out as those 2 cars have stopped. Good shot there of seeing William climb out of the car. Here's how it happened.
Oh, somebody got into the right rear of.
Looked like the 22 potentially of Logano behind him.
It looked like there was 2
or
cars
12,
2 cars or 3 cars 3 wide. Let's take a look right here. You see, oh, you're going to see it right here, the 21, 41, and 24. So the 41, if we back that up and watch that one more time, the 41 is trying to get 3 wide between the 21 and the 24, trying to make it 3 wide. I don't believe Harrison Burton or William Byron knew that they were 3 wide. This will be a great look right here.
Oh, they're hitting each other there. So he's in his right rear quarter panel. You're right. It was just everybody, 3 cars. Here you go. Here's a great shot of it, Steve. So stop it right there. Stop it right there. So the 14 car, they are touching those 2 cars, the 24 and the 14. They're hitting each other there. And still contact. And here comes the 41. And he makes contact. It's just those 3 cars trying to go in the same spot. But it started with the 14.
Wallace clears the 9.
Another way to help that is watch that green. That is not a telemetry issue that he's not wide open, Jeff. He is literally running part throttle.
That's what we talked about, the Kyle Larson conversation. How do you save fuel and pass cars, right? Well, here, he's 3/4 throttle. He doesn't have to be wide open. He can run down the straightaway. You mentioned it, Steve, not shift. Look at the brake almost zero brake. Keep the car free rolling so you don't have to build that speed up.
And again, Bubba Wallace will get a playoff point for winning the stage, but more importantly, if he doesn't go on to win the race, he gets 10 stage points. And with him being in the position he was in below that cut line, those are very important. Bubba Wallace is going to win stage 2 here at Indianapolis. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, John Hunter Nemechek all in the top 5. That's Bubba's first stage win since 2022. And if Denny's worried about fuel, when does he start saving? Right now?
Well, I think you need to run a couple laps and let everything get strung out and see who you're racing with, because you're concerned about these guys in the back. You see the 77 teammates from Spire side by side at the bottom. Joey Logano pops down there, I think, as well as Blaney. That's the idea. So if you're good on fuel, we saw smoke on the 19.
And the 19 into the wall. It looked like the left rear tire went down.
Contact with Larson.
Oh, and another wreck behind him. The 4. Josh Berry gets into the wall.
That's just a chain reaction. It's so difficult to see at this racetrack in front when things start happening. Everybody's single file. It's just very difficult to know what's going on.
It looked to me like the left rear tire blew. We saw that little bit of smoke.
Trying to make a move here, contact, and then right here, that puts them 3 wide. Chastain tries to roll behind them, and the contact's there. With Larson, I don't know.
I think the 1 car all the way back that hit him on the straightaway, I believe the 19 now has a tire going down. Unless that's the contact with the 5. I don't know, because there was contact with the 1 earlier.
Yeah, I think that this wreck is because of the contact with the 5.
It's never good when we have to dissect which contact caused the wreck.
Yeah, see, he's in there, and he's got good pace. He's able to keep pace, and then there's contact here. Right there is contact. And that gets him up the racetrack.
Yep.
And now he's along for the ride. I'm not sure tire's down. That was a great launch by the 11 car, Denny Hamlin.
Oh, and into the turn 1 wall early. The 22 of Logano and the 24. It can't be the 24. 84 of Jimmy Johnson.
Well, business is picking up. Clearly, caution before this one. Now this one, all on restarts.
Yeah, 3rd restart accident today.
A lot of 3 wide guys blocking. It's 77.
The 12. 12 was sideways. Looks like he hit someone.
Yeah, but watch right here. See that in 3/4 of the way back, Hocevar in the middle trying to make it 3 wide. They're coming to the corner. Everybody's got to start slowing down and trying to get to their line. Blaney doesn't know he's there, pinches him off.
And I don't think they're going to get that. The real winner in my mind, if you look down here, is let's look at this group. 5 laps since they were on pit road for Blaney, Gibbs, Smith, and Hamlin. Now remember, they were short. We've had some yellows. We're not exactly sure where they've stacked up. We'll just have to wait and see as we continue to run.
We talked about the small advantage they had over everyone else who pitted at 102. They last pitted at 107. Tyler Reddick following down pit road, and a caution, Rick, maybe on the racetrack. Martin Truex Jr.
Martin Truex Jr. up toward the wall, and the 9 was on pit road already, so when pit road closes, he's already there. He can do his stop.
Yeah, and he shouldn't lose his lap now because the rest of the field has slowed down. The 45 of Tyler Reddick, same situation. So you just have to be scored to the pit outline or the start-finish line, depending on where you're pitting. I think both of those cars are past the start-finish line, so the pit outline will be what matters. There's the 9. He scored. That'll be the lead lap for him. 45 of Tyler Reddick has also scored. Lead lap for them.
Keselowski last pitted on lap 102. No way he could make it to the end on that amount of fuel. So is he running hard so that he makes everybody else run hard?
Running hard and probably putting his last set of tires on closer to the finish. They know they're upside down on strategy. Maybe they'll get a caution where half the field will pit so he can kind of leave pit road with some track position.
You see everybody's blocking the bottom, taking that away from Larson. Larson just got to the point where I'm going in here. And whatever happens, happens. And that's what you have to do. Now Larson's to Hamlin. And those blocks, Larson's just not having it. And he is driving it deep in the corner. putting those guys in a bad situation. I think it's a different ball game right now. I think Larson is in control of this race.
Radio to Hamlin, that's enough. They've seen enough. They've told him to go. So you see Hamlin now not only looking out his camera. Oh, no.
There we go. See, that time right there, what Larson did was he lifted early. He lifted early. Hamlin drove in deep. Hamlin got tight behind Hemrick. Larson had forward momentum on corner exit. That is great driving by Larson.
Down the backstretch, Larson closing the gap. He'll look to the inside to pass Zane Smith.
And look at Blaney. Blaney's trying to get by Keselowski. He knows Larson's coming. Big run, lift right there by Hemrick, letting him go.
Up to third for Larson.
Bottom left, Jonathan Hassler, crew chief of the 12.
Listen to the 12 radio.
I'm trying. He picked it up now. Be over.
Coming. Oh, we got a caution that comes out. It's the 8 of Kyle Busch.
And you heard a radio, max save, max save. I can tell you that could have been anybody in the top 20 on the radio about saving fuel.
Oh,
contact with the 11.
Oh, it's been that kind of year. Kyle Busch just cannot have anything go right. See how low he enters? See his car coming up the racetrack? His entry was so low because of the block.
But when you step on the gas and you need to go, you need increased fuel pressure.
6 is close. And he's out. He's out. So the 5 moves forward into the front row. It's overtime, presented by Credit One Bank. Blaney on the outside. Larson on the inside. Green flag back in the air. 2 laps of racing in Indy. Who else is going to run out? And a wreck in turn 1. The caution comes out, there'll be another restart.
Yeah, for the 4th time today, we've seen a big pile up on the restart.
John Hunter Nemechek involved in the 42.
Oh.
Big contact in 1.
Yeah, that's a big shot. I think that's the 42 right there, the white car is.
It's such a good day John Hunter had. Just a block, another block. So Nemechek made a very late block getting into 1.
A great launch for Larson. Reddick way back. Here comes Blaney on the outside. Larson easily by Blaney. And you see Blaney wiggling. Does he have enough fuel?
Now can Larson hold off Reddick?
Oh!
Spinner on the backstretch, and is he going to make contact? He does with the inside wall. We'll see if he continues to roll. They stay green if that car will continue to roll.
Oh, he's trying to roll.
That's Ryan Preece, and he is trying to roll, but he's got a flat right rear tire. Out of 4, will they see the white flag? Larson in front, Reddick running second. One more time around. And the 41 still isn't moving.
I don't see any way NASCAR lets them race by this.
And there's the caution. Larson's going to do it. Larson is going to win the Brickyard 400.
We get back to the line. Brickyard 400, baby, hell yeah!
It didn't work out for him on that day, but it has today.
Good job, guys.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports at NBC YouTube channel.